God bless you. Want to come on and release a word. And I'm talking about a word like this for people who are discouraged and you look to the left and to the right, you see all this chaos, you see confusion. But see, the word of God said, I sent my word and it healed them. I'm talking about this same word that you listening to on tonight, this same word that you can send healing to your home, healing to your mind, your body, and your soul. I'm talking about this kind of word right here that's really going to bring you revelation. I tell people all the time, revelation changes the situation. And right now, we need a word on today, man. I had this word out of Romans chapter 10, verse number 17, and he says, so then faith cometh by hearing, and by hearing the words of the Lord. And I sit here and I was sitting and I was meditating on this word, how faith comes by listening. I didn't become a believer overnight, just overnight. I didn't come to Jesus. I didn't come to know Jesus, by sitting and just, watching Love and Hip Hop and just looking at, watching a lot of mess and, looking at all this other stuff. I didn't come a believer like that. I become to know the goodness of God. I had to come to know and listen to the word of God. I had to hear the word of God be preached. How can one come unless a preacher be sent, as the word of God was saying, just paraphrasing. But see, now if faith cometh by hearing, guess how fear can come? Fear can come by hearing. All of this stuff, fear is the opposite of faith. And I was telling people, you see, a lot of folks, see what's happening is when you start listening to this negative stuff, you start listening to curses and you start watching the media and all this stuff. See, y'all, you feeding into that stuff. That stuff is feeding you. So no wonder why there ain't no faith there. I was saying no wonder how we walking in fear and anxiety and unbelief is because of what we listening to. You sitting here listening to the news, listening to people die, listening to this, listening to that. No wonder why your faith is taking a hit. Your faith is taking a hit, but see, you're not meditating on the word of God. You're not focusing on what God says. The word of God says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Faith comes by hearing. I want to ask you this question. What are you listening to? So if faith comes by hearing, you got to be hearing it from somewhere. That's where your faith is coming from. That's how your faith goes to the level. Are you in a place where they preaching that word, preaching that truth? I'm talking about your faith is supposed to grow from glory to glory. You're supposed to go from high heights and deeper depths. I'm talking about understanding the word of God say those who have the faith of the grain of a mustard seed. I'm talking about that small faith. Don't you want huge faith? You got to get to the place where you hear the word of the Lord. And I want to encourage you on today. We come against the spirit of fear on tonight. We come against everything that's attacking your faith in this season. Set your mind on things above. Set your mind on heavenly things. The word of God says about heavenly affections, the spiritual things. Put your mind up there. Get your mind off the media, the news and everything they saying. No wonder why you walking in fear. You about to lose your mind. No wonder why you think you sick and getting ready to die. Because of what you listening to. That's fear. Remember what I told you on tonight, beloved. Faith comes by hearing, and by hearing the words of the Lord. Listen, share this on to somebody on tonight. Encourage your people in this season. Somebody needs it. Love you so much. Be blessed.